I think it looks like it's setting up right now. It says it's setting up the meeting.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I will also. Whoop. So I think it's on there. Let me grab. Yeah, so it does say that we're live if anybody's watching yet. Let's see.
I see it. Yeah, I
Do you
do.
see it?
Yeah. Haha.
So here we are. Hey, hey. If anybody's watching yet, let's see. So there's a little bit of a delay. You might want to just mute the Facebook feed.
On my other phone, right?
On your other phone, yeah.
I'll just take it off. I'll just turn it off.
Yeah, or just turn the volume down on your phone. Either.
Okay, volume.
That's
Okay, because
probably what I'll do is a little bit of a delay. Yeah. Might want to just mute. Awesome. Yeah.
I just turned
Yeah, or just turn the volume down on your phone. Either.
it off.
So I am brand new to all of this, but we've been using this as a tool to facilitate online exercise classes. So
Okay.
that's how I got familiar with Zoom. But so yeah, first of all, just thank you so much. I'm brand new to this. So for anybody that is watching or will watch this in the future, my name is Kara Bundy. I'm the owner of Heirloom Athletics here in Cambridge, Maryland. We actually just opened on February 29th and then closed on March 16th. So we had a really strong short run in town, but we will be back. We're ready to reopen whenever that is allowed. We're doing a lot online, a lot with our membership. We're currently active, but the thing that we have really just noticed makes a big impact on our health and how well we can kind of just take this all in is to really find out how this whole situation is affecting other people and especially business owners. And I have Bernard Johnson here, who is the owner of Johnson's Cleaning Company in town. I want to start, my first question is, so Solo, my dog will make an appearance here every now and again. Tell me, or tell everybody that's watching, how we met and how long we've known each other.
Oh, wow. Haven't even been a week, has it?
I don't think it's been a week.
I was just at my office is on Mirror and Race. And I was just, cleaning out my garage and moving some supplies in, and I seen you back there. And I was going to solicit you for some business, right? Right? That's what I do, right? I talk to people, right?
Yeah.
Then I realized that was the back part of the gym, and we just talking. But I don't even think it's been a week. I think it was just maybe a week and a day, because I think it was on a Sunday, maybe, or Saturday. So it's only been a week.
Yep. And we ended up probably standing there talking for how long?
About 45 minutes to an hour until you had to I gotta go back to work.
I was in the middle of projects, and I was like, I really should get back to work, but.
Right, absolutely, yeah. Just a week, yeah.
So tell me and tell everybody watching a little bit about your business. So you said you were at kind of your facility on that little alley off of Muir Street. So what is that, and what do you do?
My name is Bernard Johnson. For those who don't know me, I own Johnson's Cleaning Services. We are a cleaning services in area. We do residential, commercial, auto, gutter. Anything that's dealing with cleaning, we do it. We'll clean your shoes if you pay us. We just do it all, right? We just do it all. My office is right on the corner of Mirror and Race, where you see me at. We do some private detailing, which is full services right in the garage sometimes. We also have the car cleaning. I also own the car cleaning King, which is on Route 50, which is now shut down due to the virus. So that's pretty much what we got. So that's pretty much what I have. This is where I'm at right now, which is the Mirror Street location is my main office.
And so how long has Johnson's Cleaning been in business in Cambridge?
Johnson's Cleaning Services itself has been in business since 2018. It used to be Johnson Cleaning Solutions. I transitioned out of that with a partner, and I started Johnson's Cleaning Services in 2018.
Okay. So I recently, so in this last week, I hired you guys to clean my car. I'm trying to find the text that you sent me. I would love for you to tell everybody about my car.
Yeah, it was we're just gonna say we took good care of it, right?
It was a mess, wasn't
it?
it?
It was a little rough, right? It was a little rough, it was a little rough, but we took care of it. That's what we do, right?
You can't handle. Yeah, I can't find it. I should have pulled it up. You were very respectful, but you were like, dude, this car is a mess. And I was like, I know. Yeah.
I try to be honest, right? I try to be honest, and so people can manage their expectations, right? I'm a business owner, so you got to manage your expectations, right? So I was honest. It was a little rough, but then you told me it was a while since you had it cleaned.
A while.
And were you pleased? Were you pleased with the work?
I was very pleased, and I still am. Like, it still smells clean and fresh. Like, it's a new experience for me to have a clean car, so I'm definitely enjoying it. My husband gave me a hard time. He said it was very unfair of me to not warn you about the state of my car before I sent it in. So I apologize.
Proud.
So we had some great conversations when we met, but you are originally from Cambridge. So you grew up in Cambridge?
Absolutely.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1975.
Okay. And so did you went to CSD?
Yes, Cambridge Sheffield Church High School.
All right. And you have then grown up and seen the evolution of Cambridge and kind of the highs and lows. We've had a lot of we moved here in 2005, so we've seen a lot. We've come and go, but I would imagine even before that, do you have any thoughts on kind of where Cambridge is now, or maybe where we were before COVID hit?
Well, like we spoke about that day, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about where Cambridge is right now. I know for years it was just more like it was just starting to die, right? It was starting to die. And I'm from, and anybody can tell you that I love Cambridge, right? It's in my spirit, in my soul, and I love it. I grew up here, and I love being, from here. There's nothing that upsets me about being from Cambridge. I love it here. And here recently, I've just seen a lot of growth, and that's when I see new businesses come downtown like yourself and some other businesses come down and really pick the downtown up. It's really exciting to see that because the place has so much potential. We talked about it.
Yeah, I love Cambridge.
Much potential. And before we started building the town up a little bit more, I used to always come by and I would love to be a part of bringing more businesses, bringing more activity, just bringing more good vibes, to Cambridge. And to see that taking place, it's really exciting, right? It's really exciting for me, you know what I mean? Because I want to, someday I would hope to just retire here myself and just spend the rest of my life here, right?
Yeah.
But, we need businesses, we need, we just need a community to continue to work together. And that's what's really exciting, right? To see us, all nationalities, all.
We lost your video. We got your back.
All nationalities, walks, races, just working together, right? And that's so fantastic to see that. So right now, I think we're on fire right now. We're definitely in a good position. And I just want to be a part of the growth, the continuous growth. So
yeah, I can relate to that. That's exactly how we feel. And I would say, it's funny, we've known each other for less than a week, but that you bring up like all the different ethnicities and races bringing, businesses in town. You do not know of this movie, the You Don't Know Groove City. Like, this is my new favorite movie. I know. And now this is reminding me that I need to figure out a way to get a copy of that movie or see if you can see that movie. But we had you have seen the evolution of Cambridge coming through a lot of racial divide and then into where we are now, and wherever that is, I think it will be a constant evolution. All of that is a process for everybody. We're all going to, handle it very differently. But can you speak at all to, from as a business owner, where you see that fitting into just the success of downtown in general, just everybody working together being more of a benefit than a hindrance?
Absolutely. I can only speak for my business.
Sure.
I've definitely been blessed, I'll say first, but definitely encouraged to just to see the support. I'm a local business owner. I'm from here to just get the local community to behind me and support my business. But I do good work.
Yes, you do.
But just to see that is a blessing. I could say years ago that would be hard to do, right?
Okay.
That would be hard for someone of uh, my race
Sure.
to get that much support. I'm just going to be honest, right? I'm just going to be very honest. But to see that evolve now into where it doesn't matter, it's just if you do good work, I'm going to hire you, right? And that's all. Right, we just want a fair opportunity to show our skills and show our talents and show our services, and we hope that we can just keep you as a customer. So for me, it's really refreshing, but more so not for me, it's for my next generation that's coming up who wants to own a business but may have to start small, to know that they will have a opportunity to capitalize on the business at whole. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? That he's just saying, well, only this person is going to support me, only this person is going to support me. But I feel really good that, and I guess I'm only speaking for Johnson's Cleaning Services and the Car Cleaning King. It's for me, it's a great feeling to know that if I do great work, if I do quality work, it does not matter how I look. It doesn't matter. It just matters that I'm giving a good quality product and a good quality service, and I'm treating my customers fairly, and that's all that matters. So I'm really excited. Like, I'm really excited for me being a small business and to be able to grow as much as I've grown within a year and a half, almost 2 years. It's been phenomenal. Like, it's been phenomenal. And all my business is in the community, right? All my business is 90% of my business is right here in Cambridge, Dorchester.
Awesome.
Do have some in Seaford. Yeah, I do have some in Seaford, Salisbury, some other areas, but the core of it is right here.
So tell us a little bit about how you decided to start a business. How that all came to be that you became a business owner?
Oh wow, for me, even earlier in my life, I just always felt like I could do more, right? Now I have to be perfectly honest with you. I have no clue how I became a cleaner, right? I have no doing cleaning, right? Because mom made us clean, but she didn't really it wasn't nothing fun, right? It wasn't exciting or nothing like that. And she didn't really give me a bunch of cleaning skills, right? It was just as I was growing up, and especially more I became an adult, I just felt myself, I'm catering to cleaning, like, being, on my own place, being in relationships and stuff. I was always the one that did all the cleaning, right? I was always the one that did the deeper cleaning. I was always the one that wanted to make sure that we pull everything out. And so for me, I have no clue why I love to clean, because I just don't do it because to make money. I actually love to do it. I enjoy it. It's more of it's a way that I get away. It's a way that I refocus. It's a way that I get peace. You know what I mean? If something going on in my life, I can just, if I'm cleaning, I'm in my peaceful place, right? Everybody has their peaceful place. Cleaning is my peaceful place, right? And I started just cleaning cars in my driveway, just doing 1 or 2 cars here. And, I did it a few times and I thought I was halfway decent, right? So I thought just to promote it a little bit more. And then, within a couple months, a lot of people were calling me to do their vehicles. And one day I just said to myself, when I was just doing the vehicles, I just said, I'm just going to try something else, right? And because I wanted to do new. I understood that just cleaning cars wasn't what I wanted to do forever, right? I wanted to do it, but I wanted to expand. I want to have multiple screens. And I got connected with some really good people who changed my mind, my mindset on how I thought. And then, I just started doing my cleaning business, but I did like 7 or 8 of them free first.
Sure.
Right. I did them free. It's like, I just want somebody to see what I can do. And then I just ran into the right person at the right time. And then from there, the business, just blew up. So, well, it grew. I ain't gonna say blew up yet, but it grew. But for me, it was just a young man, just, I had a lot of struggles in my life, you know what I mean, coming up, as a young man and through my adulthood. And I finally got a point in my life where I felt within myself, I knew I could be more than what I was. And I knew I could accomplish more. And I just went for it, you know what I mean? So
do you want to talk about those troubles and all that? Just like you just in the evolution of your life, because we're a similar age. So you started a business in your early 40s, as I did. So, what are some of the things that happened up until there that you feel like maybe
the biggest thing was me was, growing up without my father.
Okay.
I don't know my father. And a lot of people that know me know my Men's for Board project. they know that. So I don't know my father. I've never seen him. Have no clue who he is. And but I always say that wasn't the biggest downfall for, I can say downfall. That wasn't the biggest troubles in my life. It was that I didn't have a replacement. I didn't have a strong uncle or a strong stepfather or a strong grandfather. So my life was a bunch of trial and error, right? You make a mistake, take you 2 minutes to make a mistake and then 10 years to fix it, right? And so that was my biggest, I've got a lot of other things, but that was my biggest thing was, not understanding the impact that my father didn't have, not having a father in my life. I didn't understand how much it impacted me until I became a man, and then I had to become a man, right? And now I'm saying to myself, no one never taught me this. No one showed, you know what I mean? So that was my biggest impact on my life, just realizing until I was in my early 40s, the impact of not having a strong, positive male role model in my life really set me back. And then I had one time in my life, and I, don't mind telling people this, that I was actually homeless for 8 months.
Okay. Tell us about that. When was that, and how did that come to be?
This is in my early, I was 19 years old. I had some troubles in college. I had some couples in college who partied out and had some, incidents in my life, not knowing, right? Not knowing. I'm just, just free falling through life with no guidance and nothing like that. Fell on some really hard times, that could be a whole other book. And I end up, that could be a whole other book if I get into that. But I end up living in this abandoned car for like 7 to 8 months.
Wow, here in Cambridge.
Right here in Cambridge. Yeah, right here in Cambridge. And
so how did you pull yourself out of that?
Well, you know what? Even at a young age, even after my life, I've been a firm believer in my Lord Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And I think what I know what happened is that, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Sometimes you just, instead of landing around in your misery, sometimes you just got to pick yourself up and go. But I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have any situations in my life. So I was actually, it was days that I didn't even take baths, right? It was days I couldn't even bathe myself. And like I said, I'm not saying that for a pity party. It's just my life, right? I've been told, a lot of people this story, but I do share it when I'm speaking to people because I just want to know my story. And so I literally, just shook myself off of it. It was just a matter of, having some mental strength. And I think the good Lord, seeing that I wanted more, I think he pulled me out of that, right? I don't think it was me. I think it was him saying, all right, young man, I'm going to pull you out of the situation. And I ran into this lady who's Miss Sarah Robinson. She's probably not watching, and she's my godmother now. And she actually took me in. She took me in without even knowing me.
Really?
She took me in and didn't know me. She took me home one day and told her husband that this young man is staying with us. Right?
And how did she encounter you?
Well, I got this job. My first real job was at Allen Family Foods back in 1996. Man, I'm old. 19. And I knew a friend that used to drive the transportation bus, and he would give me a free ride to work. But I was only back then, I was only like $7-8 an hour. It wasn't really a lot of money. And through this time, I was just still trying to recover from being on the street, but I didn't really have any income, anything that really they could transition me out. And for a long time, I kept it inside. So I used to work with this lady who worked for USDA. And I used to always go down there and do the paperwork. And then one evening when I was down, I just broke down. It was just a lot on me. So I just broke down crying. And she just came. She just came and comforted me. Didn't even know me, right? She just knew me from doing the paperwork, but she didn't know me, Bernard. And she just came up to me one day, and I just broke down crying. I couldn't handle it no more. And I remember crying her arms for like 20 minutes. And she said, "You coming with me tonight?" I was like, no. And she was like,
oh my goodness.
She took me home, and she had a small, brief conversation with her husband. And I ended up staying there. And she was the biggest adult figure in my life that kind of started getting me in the right direction, because she showed me love that I never had before. She showed me that unconditional love that I didn't even know existed, right? And she was really a big part of me transitioning. I still have my my issues going through life or whatever, but I always knew that I had a positive adult figure in my life who truly loved me unconditionally.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit, like I said.
I think that's a really powerful story, because it's just, she didn't have to make that decision, and just that one, her instinct to do that one act of kindness towards you has changed your life dramatically. I think
Absolutely.
that's really powerful, I think, to put it into perspective of you just sometimes we overlook some small gestures of kindness that might come easy to us and we think aren't a big deal and they literally change somebody's life.
Absolutely. She's very important to me. Whenever I make it really, really big, I'm gonna take great care of her, right?
Oh, yay.
Yeah, she's an amazing. She definitely, as a human being, she actually saved my life. I always tell her that she saved my life.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So tell me a little bit about, you talk about when you make it big and you're going to blow up. But do you have like a mission or a vision for your business? Like is there a goal in mind beyond where you are, or are you driven by something in particular for the business specifically?
Yes, I definitely want to turn my business into a corporation. I don't want to be a small business the rest of my life. I have big dreams, big goals. I think I've been down long enough, and I'm always going to think big.
Okay.
So that's my business goal. But I'm more driven by empowering people. That's
Okay.
what more importantly, I want to be able to. It's a good feeling when you can help people take care of their families. It's a good feeling when you can. And what I always try to do with my business, I always try to give back to the community. I do community events all the time. But I'm more driven by that. I'm more driven by when it's time for me to leave this earth, when I'm laying on my deathbed, I want people to remember me as saying he did everything he could to try to help other people. So that's what I'm more driven about. The reason why I want my business to be big is not because I want to have this flashy name or whatever, or nice cars, is because I want to be able to give as much back to other people. And that's what's important for me. And that's what drives me. It's not anything else. It's not. I just always felt like if I was a millionaire, I'd probably be still broke because I'd probably give it all away.
Right.
That's something super satisfying about helping other people. And that's what drives me.
I love that. Yeah, I think if you do any sort of work, and especially if it's something maybe like cleaning where people would think, man, that's like so laborious, you have to really enjoy the work and have kind of a bigger purpose for doing it than just the actual act of the cleaning. So it's cool to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, absolutely. When I get done a cleaning job, what feels more good to me than them paying me is them saying, "Oh my God, my house looks amazing." And that's just does, or my car looks fantastic.
Yeah.
That right there is just, that right there is more rewarding to me.
Yep. Well, and we talk a lot. So with Heirloom Athletics, it is fitness, but fitness is one part of the whole scope that is a healthy life. And we've been talking a lot, especially in this quarantine time, about the importance of having a space you feel comfortable in and a routine that supports your productivity, and the immediate impact that having a clean car has on how I feel every time I get in the car is something that I think we probably all take for granted. And it's kind of one of those little things that the more out of order those different aspects of our life get, the more crazy it affects our productivity and how we can follow and pursue our own goals. So I can see how even just the act of a really clean house or a really clean car, it almost takes some of that load off of your shoulders, and you can, the mental distraction of it all, you can shift away. So there is purpose beyond it. You say cleaning and people probably, we tend to think, oh, not a big deal, but it really is a big deal. So it's kind of neat that you realize that. Yeah.
It's a reason why it's almost a $2 billion industry for a reason, right? But yeah, it does something to your soul and to your mind when you just come home and your house is, you might have a hard day at work and you come home and you're like, oh, my house looks beautiful and I can just relax and I don't have to drag the trash out. I don't have to, it does, like you said, it does do a little bit more than just saying my house is clean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about, positive or negative, how any of like the coronavirus or COVID-19, like what have you done to shift to adapt to the current situation that we're in? Like at what point so you are essential?
Yes.
And so you've never had to close, but you had to close the car wash on 50?
Yes, I had to close the car wash because it's express, and it can, especially during this time of the year, you could have 15, 20, 30, 40 people there all at one time.
Gotcha.
So that's why we do the appointments and pickups, because you can still practice the social distancing. You can also you're still not in contact with people directly, so you can do that. But for the cleaning side itself, there's been well, how we shifted is that usually when you clean a house, you go for more look, right? You clean, but now you have to focus on truly disinfecting, right, and doing it properly, right? So the key is properly. So we shifted to a lot of that. So a lot of stuff that we would do to maybe give your hard surface a better look, we've downgraded that to get it more protected, if that makes sense. So that's what's important right now. So some people want to come home now or you want to go to a commercial building now. They want to know that their belongings are actually protected. You know what I mean? They keep going and it's disinfected right there.
Yeah.
So definitely a shift, right? It's definitely a shift. And you have to do more, right? Now it's about doing more, right? Because all those traffic areas that you normally would take for granted, light switches and doorknobs and every single doorknob and every single, door handle and, windows too. So I don't want people to forget about windows. Your windows is considered a hard surface. So we do disinfect your windows too. So
yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yes, because a lot of people, when you're inside of a building that you do all the time and the door's unlocked, a lot of the times you just push the door or the window and you just open it that way. That's why you get a lot of fingerprints on the window because you push it by the window. So it's just more tedious work right now because you have to pay attention to the extreme details. I mean, not just cleaning, but what is a traffic area? What areas are using a lot? You know what I mean? Then you have to communicate with your customer because they may have areas in there to them that's a high traffic area that may not be in your scope of stuff. So you have to have open communication. So we're doing a lot of that now. We also just started doing disinfecting fogging, where I go into the building and I fog mist. I do a disinfectant mist in the air and it kills the viruses in the air on soft surfaces, hard surfaces, on the floor, wherever it hits, it cleans the surfaces. So we can get into a lot more of that. And now more, I think this is going to only help the cleaning business, not just mine, but everybody who's moving forward, because I don't think this is going to change how people, it's going to change how people see their property, period, whether it's residential, commercial. People are going to be more attentive to anything else. So I think it's going to only increase. But so the only negatives is that, some of the residentials, because people just want to pull back and wait for two reasons. Number one, people are getting laid off.
Yeah.
So those things that you money on, you usually don't spend money on. So a lot of people get laid off. And number two, people just want to wait till this thing is over before they have, people going through them homes and stuff like that. But I tell you, this is the time that you want to get your house clean. This is the time.
I agree. Yeah.
Right? So for those who can, we want to speak in value, not cost, right? So what's more valuable for my money right now? Valuable is coming in and having your house cleaned and disinfected really, really well because of the potential of the virus. So right now is the time you want to get it cleaned, not wait till after.
So is the majority of your business now is commercial?
Yes, it's majority commercial.
Okay.
It's majority. It's probably 60-40. I still do a lot of residential. But most of it is commercial.
Okay. Nice. So how many employees do you have?
I have 13 employees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have 13 employees.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have 13 employees at the moment.
Okay. So business is still up and running and doing well, and then you this situation, you haven't been affected the same way that maybe some of the brick and mortar stores that had to close down have been.
That is true. Like I said, we've still been very consistent, and like I said, we actually grew a little bit more because of it. So we've been really going this way when other going this way, or staying stagnant. So we have been growing busy every day, busy every weekend. And like I said, I don't even know if that's a blessing considering it's, the situation, but they say with every tragedy, somebody gets rich. I just hope it's me, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that brings up an interesting point. Is there any sort of, hopefully you're not afraid to talk about feelings, but any sort of like guilt or something around that? Because I feel, everybody experiences this differently, and there's almost a hesitation for those that are doing well now to be able to appreciate that or maybe enjoy that, because you don't want to feel like you're rubbing that in the face of anybody that is really suffering. but it's not your fault that anybody else is suffering. So just, I hope you're having an opportunity to really appreciate that your business is in a position to thrive in this situation and that you don't feel unworthy of that sort of success, in this time.
And I, I'm human, and I do feel like, this could, makes me feel a little mushy sometimes, and I'm capitalizing on what's going on. But what I fall back to, I didn't control it, right? So there's times that my business suffering and everybody and other people's capital. It's not. I don't control that, right? All I can do is continue to do what I do on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't get too caught up in that, but sometimes I do. It's like, like you just said, I'm human and I have a heart. So when I ride by and I try to support the local businesses as much as I can. And I try to support people that support me if I'm looking for whatever me. If I want some t-shirts done or something, I try to support people that support me in the local area. But yeah, I do. It is a give and take. Honestly, it is.
Well, and I think it's going to take us all really connecting together through all of this to make it come back. It's going to take Cambridge has to have some businesses succeed in order for, those businesses to help support the businesses that might struggle a little bit. It's going to really be kind of a group effort, it's going to take a village to raise the village, I think, to get it back to be able to help those that might have been suffering more in this time.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Totally agree.
So just to shift gears a little bit, let's talk a little bit about, were you athletic growing up?
I was. I was athletic. Yeah, I was athletic.
What sports did you play?
I played football, basketball. I played a little lacrosse. I ran track. I wasn't the star athletes. I wasn't those people, but I was a good athlete. I can't play no more, from 45 and the knees.
Tell me, so at what point did you stop playing sports, or did you stay, do you have an exercise routine as an adult? Like, is that something that you've had or?
No, and I think life just gets in the way, right? You get working and you have a family, you have kids, and you gotta take care of those mistakes, a lot of working, and those become your focus, right? And they take up the time, and then when you go home, it's just, But one thing I have, one thing that I do have is plenty of energy, right? For my age, like I can just, I'm just shocked at how much energy I have. But I do not have the exercise routine now. I definitely need one. When I told you, I gotta, can I still get a 6-pack at 45? Right?
You absolutely can. Yeah, I would say primarily, funny enough, I don't know right off the top of my head, but I should. But our demographic is, I would say, high 30s, low 40s to mid 50s is probably where the majority of our membership lies in terms of age. I think there's a lot of, perception that if you go into a CrossFit gym, it's a bunch of like 21-year-olds that are like super buff and fit. And we're all just in there trying to, find our own 6-pack at 40 as well. So
right. Hey, most of them already got one. They don't need to be up in there, right?
And so have you ever left Cambridge after high school? Did you go to college at all, or did you go to school or anywhere outside of Cambridge, or you've been in Cambridge your whole life?
I've been in Cambridge my whole life. I left. I lived in Hurlock for about 10, 11 years, but
okay.
Yeah, but it's so close, right?
Yeah,
I lived in for 11 years, something like that. I lived in Delaware for off and on in my younger days, probably like 2-3 years.
Okay.
Even when I lived in Hurlock, I was, because I'm really, believe it or not, as half crazy as I am, or I'm really a to myself person, right? Because I'm not doing business and I'm just really at home. I just love to be home in my peace. Because even when I was in Hurlock for that many times, people thought I was like in Atlanta or somewhere. Because I just stayed to myself, right? So, but I always stay connected with Cambridge. Like I said, this is my baby. I'm proud to be.
Yeah, it's cute. It's such a cute little town.
Yeah.
So do you have, not to put you on the spot, I probably should have emailed you this question because I had this thought earlier, but if you were to make any sort of, not necessarily suggestion, or if you have any sort of thought for how we all could help Cambridge now or benefit Cambridge moving forward, whether it's like a mentality or anything. Do you have or ever put any thought into that of if you were to spread one message to the people of Cambridge about what would help us, move in the right direction? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do, and that's a good question. But it's a good question, quick question. But I feel like, for me, I think the message I want to come across is that we definitely need to support each other when it comes to community events. So if we have, I think the adults need to, encourage and push their young daughters and sons to participate in these type of, because there's a lot of people in this area that's really trying to help the community, right? We're trying to do stuff for the youth, and we're trying to make sure that these youth don't make the mistakes that we made, and we want them to come up with bright minds and bright ideas and strong people, right? But what I felt when I was doing my Minutes for Boys project, what I seen, it wasn't what I felt, is what I seen is that a lot of people didn't want to support me, right? I'm out here and I really want to, I had people, and I'm handing out flyers, throwing them up in my, rip them up and throwing them in my face. And, I've had some of the people in the school system, wouldn't help me get into schools and help me connect with these young men. Because my goal was specifically for young men, because that's what the issues that I had when I was a young man was being a young man, right?
Yeah.
And I can see why a lot of people give up, right? I can see why a lot of people, start these community, activities or these community groups, and they give up because the lack of support, right? It's hard, right? It's hard.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And my thing is that if you want to help change the next generation, we got to help, we got to support these groups, right? We got to encourage, right? We got to support, whether it's, getting the young men or young women to these people who's really trying to make a difference, right? And most people do it for the kindness of their heart. They just want to see change, because that's what I did. I went out on these streets and I'm handing out and I'm talking to people like weeks and weeks and weeks before my event. And while I got a lot of positives, I got so many negatives, right? And I'm like it was frustrating, and it was almost it'll almost make you quit, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a strong mind, it'll make you quit. So for me, is that not just over on side B and side A, we got to come together, right? We got to come together. We all have to come together and understand that the young kid over here who may not be living as well has just a bigger impact, right? How his life turns out has just the biggest impact as child over here who has a little bit better upbringing, right?
Yeah.
So that would be my biggest thing, is that we have to support all these great people in Cambridge who's really trying to make a difference in the community.
Yeah.
And I try to make it support them all. I try to make myself so, I got some friends that do community events, and I try to show up and I try to get young people there and I try to encourage and stuff like that. So that is the one thing that I would definitely say we definitely have to change, because it's really important. The next generation of people is going to be how Cambridge is going to turn out. You know what I mean? I want to be 80 years old. I'm like, wow, I had something to do with that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of.
Do you have kids?
And I kind of. I have kids? 3 daughters.
3 daughters. How old are they?
I have 3 daughters. I have 18, and 2 of them are 17.
Ah, wow,
yeah,
nice.
And the 2 are 17 are not twins.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, no, not
you
twins.
You had a busy couple years.
I had a busy couple years, and from a more serious point, I don't mind sharing that, because that was me not having those strong male role models in my life, not teaching me and making me understand how I should be a young man, or how I should be a young adult, how I should carry myself, and how I should treat people, and how I should, I didn't have that, you know what I mean? Everything I seen in my environment was what I did. You know what I mean? So a lot of that came from that. My daughters are a blessing to me, right? But I wasn't ready, right? I wasn't ready to be a father. I wasn't ready to take care of them financially, mentally, emotionally, right? And for the first, until I figured it out, 8-9 years of their life was already gone. And I'm trying to play catch up, right? And that's the kind of message I want to share with these young men, being disciplined, making good decision makings, and trying to get other adult men, in these guys' life young, so they don't make the mistakes that I have. So they don't have two children at the same age that they can't take care of. You know what I mean? Not more financially, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right?
Yeah.
Important, right? So I don't mind sharing that, right? It's not, it's what I did, it's my life, but I want to try to use my story to help some other young man not make that mistake, right? Because what hurts is the children. You know what I mean? When we don't think discipline, right? What hurts is they the ones that hurt. So, but yeah, those are my children. I love them to death. They're great kids. They're just like anybody else kids, right? They get on my nerves half the time, right? And I love them half the time.
That's what kids are for.
Cliff. But it is what it is, right?
So you talk about a program for young boys. Is it like a specific program or that you have or that you work for that you?
Yeah, it's called the Men for Boys Project.
Okay.
And, the Men for Boys Project, and it's geared around educating young men who grew up without a positive male role model in their life.
Okay.
So we do a combination of events to empower their spirit, their minds, but we also do recreational stuff because I don't know too many kids that's gonna be like, oh, every time I go to the Men for Boys Project, they just want to talk and be. I want to do fun stuff and stuff like that. So
we should do a workout when we can open again. We should do a Men for Boys workout at Heirloom Athletics.
Yes, I like
Talk about
that.
Empowering. Get some boys in there lifting some weights. They'll feel like strong men. And then the thing that I find, and any of my members that are watching now, I always joke that I'm just there to trick them into fitness. But with your boys, we'll get them in there with the fitness and then we'll trick them into talking. Like they'll be having so much fun with the fitness, they won't really understand that, that we're actually having conversations with them.
That's a fantastic idea. I like that. Yeah,
that would be fun. I'm all about that. Let's do that for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Got to.
Well, I really appreciate your time today. Again, we've known each other about a week and I had this idea. We had a lovely conversation. I really think these conversations are important for our community now and always, but now we have the time so we can, put on a little virtual show and talk to some different business owners in town and just see how we can't keep continuing to connect the community and make sure we all come out of this a little bit stronger. So
yes, it was great. Like I said, when I first met you, we had a great time. I realized how long we were just chatting because we had good, good substance conversations. So yeah, I'm excited. As far as we just make sure you guys out there protecting yourself. Make sure if you are cleaning your own homes, you're doing it properly. One step, everybody, a lot of people that are missing. You're disinfecting your own house. When you're applying your disinfectant, please let it set for at least 30 seconds to let it kill whatever's there. A lot of people put it right off. So that's one step. And then your windows are just as important as everything else. So just a little key points.
Those are good tips.
Yeah, good tips. So a lot of people don't understand, don't really, so, and if you don't want to do it yourself, get a professional in there, tell
us the best way to reach you guys. So Facebook, Instagram, or
Facebook, Johnson's Cleaning Services, our Facebook page, or you can just give us a call, 443-202-7682, 443-202-7682. So we do everything, we clean big, everything deal with cleaning, we do it. But during this time of the year, it's really important that you do the things properly.
Yeah. And you have a website too that has a list of some of your services?
Yes.
Johnson'sCleaningServices.com?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not that. That's actually, it's my old business website because I couldn't, transfer it over. So I kept it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll post it it's on the page though. It's definitely on the, it's really long. If I say it right now, you probably wouldn't get it.
Now I need you to say it.
Yeah. So here it is right here. So it's actually I'll pull it off the wall.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
So there's my JSSolutionsIdeas.com.
All right.
JSSolutionsIdeas.com. So the business one I had with my partner was JNS Solutions.
Gotcha.
We changed. So,
but if they go to your Facebook page, they'll get all the information and the link will be there.
Yeah, you can contact us there or by the phone. You'll see some of our work. Thousands of pictures of there from everything that we do. You can see us, and we can also come out for free estimates. We do free estimates anywhere. Right now, we go anywhere from Snow Hill to Chestertown, wherever we go. It doesn't matter. So, but this is definitely the time for all you guys to definitely take care of your home and disinfect it properly. Not sanitize it. Sanitize reduces.
Yeah.
Disinfect heals. So keep that in mind.
And I
Yes.
would think for any businesses that are considering their process of reopening, having like a good thorough cleaning once over before you even get to that point is probably a good idea.
Absolutely. And call me when you want to do it. All right. Call
You
me.
know it.
Call me.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Bernard. Thank you so much. And I hope some people enjoyed our conversation. If anybody has any questions, they can post it in the comments, and we'll be doing others with some other business owners in town. And we're happy to follow up with anybody if they have any questions. But
Hey, thank you for having me. Greatly appreciate it on short notice.
yeah,
I'm grateful. Thank you so much. And hey, we got to still do the foundation.
I'm ready for your foundations class. We're gonna turn you into a CrossFitter here before you know it.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah,
We're gonna find those abs. We know they're in there. They're just hidden behind, a couple years of good times.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Have a wonderful evening, Bernard. Thank you so much.
Do the same. Bye-bye.